Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. LIV Golf London Invitational's Day 1 reactions. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ, and today we're here to cover everything that's going on with the most controversial thing in sports being the Saudi funded, LIV Golf tournament. Now, I know what you're thinking, bro. How are you talking about this? Why? Because this shit is insane. Oh my goodness. We have I believe well over 9 major winners who are in this. Well-known guys in the PGA. PGA suspended 17 golfers. I mean, and the ones that had already resigned, it's like, yeah, they're accepted, motherfucker. Like, we're going to keep you the fuck out of here. Crazy shit going on in the golf world. I can't believe I'm this stoked about it, but let's get into some of the nitty gritty of it. How was the LIV Golf tournament today? Well, let's just talk from a viewership point of view, bro. Okay. For a hot sec, let's talk about numbers because they're only on YouTube. And if there's one thing I know, it's YouTube numbers, because the YouTube algorithm continues to screw me in more ways than I can imagine. And so we're here again. Please like, share, subscribe. It does help fight against that algorithm. But all of that aside, I started the morning about, I will say, a little late. I did start 3 hours into the stream. I'm sorry I didn't wake up at 5 a.m. my time to get it on there and everything. But by the time I logged in and everything, they were about 80,000 views, 88, 89, like high 80,000 views. And then progressively got into the 90s. As I was watching it, I did not see it get over 105,000, 110,000 in that range. And so is that a success? I don't know, because from when I was watching and everything, they had a couple ads in there and everything. But again, they don't need the ads. They don't need the space because they got tens of billions of trillions of dollars to just dump into this thing. That's why they can afford to pay these guys so much. And so they're not worried about the ads. That's why they're fine being on YouTube. They're not going to be able to get a TV deal because the PGA has that shit locked up for across all companies for years and years. The ESPN just paid a shit ton of money just to get the pregame coverage of the fucking tournaments. I mean, what are we talking about here? It's crazy money going around with the PGA. Mind-blowing to me that people wanted to resign, but hey, again, respect the bag. You got to get the bag and do what's best for your family. Let's get off of that. What else? What was this tournament? Because there was a lot of different rules, a lot of different things that were involved in this tournament, my man, my boys, my Degens. It was crazy. And let's talk about one thing, okay? And it's coverage. And me being the producer, director, and everything for this show, I got to say the one thing I loved, that sidebar. That sidebar was beautiful. I loved everything about that sidebar. I have never been a fan of the PGA, top right, upper right, third and everything, and the way they count it and everything. I think the one on the left for being on YouTube was correct. It was correct for being on YouTube. Do they do that on a national stage and on a televised stage? We will see. But the way they were doing it, let's look in at the name, Phil Nicholson. Okay, he's on the 11th hole. This hole's 4. I mean, it's set up the same way, but I enjoy seeing the leaderboard there and then just going in on the different golfers that we are watching. It's very entertaining and a lot more enjoyable. So I know a little bit of what the hell's going on and why Phil Nicholson, when I was watching, was shooting +2. It was unbelievable. He was shooting +2 through 11. I'll get to that in a minute. Other thing I like about the LIV tournament, this LIV tour and the London Invitational and everything like that, this shotgun format makes golf faster. It makes it more interesting. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy my Masters Sundays and my Masters Saturdays when I'm sitting on the couch with a beer in my hand from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. watching these tournaments, bro. I love it. Don't get me wrong. However, when it's these no nonsense, no name, no means tournaments, and I got to sit there and, go through all of this golf to try to handicap this shit, and they're holding off these start times and everything and blah, 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 blah. Shotgun gets it done. It's a condensed time. Everyone's golfing at once. You're going to have to hit that hole anyway. So it makes sense to just start from it because you're going to have to do it anyway. There is no flow. Unlike other sports, there is no flow to the game with golf. Your game will not be thrown off significantly if you are starting at a different hole. If it is, you're a terrible golfer. I don't know what you want me to tell you. You shouldn't be getting paid this money to do this type of shit. And that leads to the team format and everything. Team format is kind of screwy, kind of effed up in my opinion. We do have team captains, and those team captains do not rotate. However, the teams do change every single event. They are drafted essentially a couple days before the event, so you know what's going on. And it's terrible. I don't like that whatsoever. If you're going to do a team sport, you're going to try to have something be something like a team. Have a team. Don't waste your time with these drafts. This isn't the all-star break every single event, bro. It's not. You want to know why it's not? Look at the names of the talent on your roster and look how they're performing right now. Again, we will get into that in a minute, bro. But there is no sense in having these teams, quote unquote, redrafted every event. It makes no sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to anyone who follows any team sports whatsoever. That's not how you do a team sport. That's how you do an NBA All-Star. And let's look at how those viewerships are doing. Because let me tell you, brother, it ain't fucking good. NBA struggling right now. That's a completely different topic. But on top of the team format, and I gotta share my screen for this. I got to, because it blows my mind. Let's talk about these team names really quick, okay? Because I swear to God, they went into a third grade classroom, said, "Hey guys, what do you think would be a good name for our golf team?" And they said, "Oh, let's go with the aces, the cliques, the punch, the torque, the smash, the stinger." Bro, are you kidding me? You want me to take this seriously as a professional sports team's name? God, get out of here. Like, I like a lot of what LIV's doing and everything, unfortunately. However, this is not one of them. I mean, look at these names right here, bro. Also, shout out to the Sporting News for listing these out for me. You got the aces, the cliques, the crushers, fireballs, high flyers, ironheads. I mean, come on. Ironheads? Let me guess, you're a golf team, huh? Ironheads. That's some shitty name you come up as a scramble team right there. The Majestics. Again, come on, bro. Niblix, I don't even fucking know about that one. The punch, the torque, the smash, the stinger, whatever. Like, I'm over it. Like, those names are god awful, have no business being quote unquote team names. But listen, if that's my only complaint on the whole thing, I mean, it's not doing too bad. And again, not supporting it, not taking a stance politically, just saying, looking at this from a sports aspect, this is, you know, it's headed in the right direction and could be a way to revolutionize golf and keep the public interested. Now, let's move on to how they're not going to keep the public interested. And that's just by looking at their leaderboard. Their leaderboard is dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. And this is going to be shout out to Sports Illustrated for posting this, writing the articles about it and everything, because they are awesome. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Okay. So before I do, the biggest names that were pulled into this league that are competing this week, keyword, they're competing this week: Dustin Johnson, Phil Nicholson. Those, I believe, were the two biggest names going into this weekend, bro. And let me tell you, they're not one, they're not two, they're not three, not four, not five, not six. They are tied for seventh at -1, bro. Okay. You got Charles Schwartzel in first at -5. Henny Duplessis at -4. Scott Vincent at -3. Justin and Pacharka. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get canceled. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I just not going to try to even pronounce that name, but shout out. You are -3 and tie for third, bro. You are freaking killing it. And then Justin Hardington, Brandon Grace tied for fifth. And then you get to the Dustin Johnson, Phil Nicholson, Sam Horsfield, and Lowry Cantor to roll out tied for seventh. Okay. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Charles Schwartzel, Henny Duplessis, or Scott Vincent. I will wait. Yeah, bro, me freaking either. I bet golf. I look at the outrights. I mean, I always throw a couple on the favorites, throw one on a big underdog. And bro, I haven't even seen them in the tour. So they got to be from the Sunshine Tour or some bullshit like that. Yeah, they're number one in this league right now, coming out of day one. And yes, that might be a fucking overreaction, as Noah likes to call it, but I'm just calling it like I see it. What are we doing with your quote unquote best golfers barely in the top 7 and barely scraping by at -1? Because Phil Mickelson was at +2 whenever I kept watching. So they might be running into big names and a big flop type of thing. They might be the Los Angeles Lakers of this year. You get all the big names and everything like that. It looks like a good formula, and then boom, flops completely. Could you imagine if Charles Schwartzel is the first winner of the LIV tournament and not a Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, or anything like that? Unfreaking believable, bro. Unbelievable. With that being said, I'm still going to watch tomorrow. I'm still going to watch this weekend. I'll see who the winner is on Saturday. I believe they're only do 3 rounds. It's different. I like different. We'll see how it goes. I didn't take any action on this. I wanted to see how this team format plays out and everything like that, and if it affects the golfers in any way. So maybe next week we'll have some picks, but hey, it's interesting as hell to watch, and this story is only going to get more interesting. Again, as an outlooker, I am only looking at the Masters and what they are going to do, because they are the end all be all of golf. You can go by in golf and not get a US Open win, a French Open win, whatever other Open win, another major win. But if you're a golfer and you're not competing for a green jacket, what are you competing for? Just food for thought there. But with that being said, hey, like, share, and subscribe to this video if you like the LIV content and everything we're doing following this story. Also, give me a follow on the Twitter at Brofict1. I cover everything. I tweet my thoughts. Surprised I haven't been taken down yet, but hey, we'll keep it moving, boys and girls. Also, follow the show at Degenerate Takes. And if you're not following my boy Noah at Engel Money Train, you're missing out on just winning bets left, right, and center. With that being said, I've been the Brofict1 AJ, and we will see you next time on